I'm talking of the stakeholders involved in educating a child in school. How do we involve parents, the management, the teachers collectively to understand that this is a collaborative effort?
If at all, each and every one of us as parents know our responsibility, I think our first problem will be solved. If at all people know there is a solution for every problem, there is answer for every question. This is the same way upbringing our children in their families, and then in the school, and then in the universities, and as they reach to different profession. Now, many times it is difficult to make our parents understand, but they are aware. It's not just the responsibility of the school, it is their responsibility also. Now, as we talk on stakeholders, it is like a triangle. There are three corners, and I think each one are responsible. Is the parents, the teachers, and the society. Each one should come together. It's not possible to hold something in one finger. We need a hand, or we need both the hands. Unless and until we hold it properly, somewhere our children will fall. It is not the blame game. It
True.
is easy to blame one another.
Very true.
So we really ask our parents, don't blame. Don't blame anyone. Blame yourself. I tell my teachers, blame yourself. It is easy to underline and give the designation, this child is very naughty. Have you found out what this child is smart in, what all other activities? Or whether this child is hyper, why this child is hyper? Somewhere maybe this child is hungry for love, or thirsty somewhere to listen, or someone is not listening to him maybe. Someone may be extraordinary. There is no one for him to listen maybe. Take care of these type of children. And we conduct certain workshop for these hyperactive children. And I would like to tell you today to my viewers, these are the best children, what I have seen in the school.
I want to talk about, ma'am, the pressure on schools. You know, that's the reason it becomes a mismatch of power. How do we decrease the pressure on institutes of quality education? Because today, education is like, it's like a business. It's a well-paying business. The commercial angle, so you're producing, it's an investment, but you're producing a product for another market. How do we bring quality and reduce the pressure on institutes, and how do we stop it from becoming so very commercial?
We feel that here the school management and the lawmakers, and also are we really here in the society to educate the children, or from the builder's perspective we are opening the school, a builder to sell his product, his colonies to sell. Sorry to say that so many of the builders whoever are taking franchise, and that has become a fashion now. So do you really feel is education what you are spreading, or you are selling your materialistic world? And that is what the question the lawmakers should ask, whether these are educationists or builders. And there the answer will be there. Just hiring someone or taking some franchise and running the show, we don't know what is going to happen in the coming days. The youth is going to understand is just finishing the syllabus, just appearing for the examination, or getting a certificate is all about education. God has given for every creature, every human being, certain talents. No one can steal that. And don't try to steal each one's talent. Allow the child to grow.
At a personal level, ma'am, what inspires you?
I really thank God for my mother and father, for Dr. A. Pinto as my husband, my 3 children, the sacrifice what my children have gone through in life, and the support what I have got through my friends, people from media maybe, print media maybe, and especially from all over the country, the parents, different walks of life, the people who ever stood with us in all our difficult time. When I have read, seen, practiced Mother Teresa, her work, and I feel her legacy, I would like to continue, maybe in a smaller way. And especially as a teacher, if my children remember for lifelong, that will be my reward. That will be my reward. And I should be available always, always. The sacrifice, what I said. I look above for God's favor. I look behind for something what I have missed out. But I look ahead with that vision and with that destiny, what it takes for me lifelong till my last journey, till my last breath. And before I conclude, I would like to tell one thing, the slogan, what I teach my children. I can, I will, I must be a winner. I am a chosen child of God. I am very precious to my parents, and I will always be a winner. And today, for the complete viewers of national and international, हम Indian हैं, and I love that being an Indian woman from Karnataka, a Magalu, Karnataka Davalu, a Konkani,
Okay.
Muji Maimbas, a Mangalurchi, Goa Chimuji, Mom and Dad, and हिंदी भाषा इतनी अच्छी भाषा है, सब लोगों तक पहुंचना, दिल को छूना, हिंदी भाषा से हम लोगों ने सीखा है. And I thank God for all my Ryanites, wherever they are today when they are watching me.
आपने मैम भाषा बदली, तो मैं भी आपसे विदा जब हम लेंगे तो भाषा बदल के ही लेती हूँ. आपने हमारे दिल को छुआ, आप हमारे स्टूडियो में आए, और to see such passion and dedication and this love and compassion for people, बहुत अच्छा लगा. हमारे स्टूडियो में आने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.